Montenegro Expressway opened to traffic. China's infrastructure overseas gains another 1 point. In Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro, people watch a fireworks display during the opening ceremony of the priority section of the North-South Highway in Montenegro. This expressway was constructed by China Road and Bridge Corporation and became the local project of the century as soon as it was launched. This expressway, known as the most difficult to build in Europe, has also been conquered by China's powerful infrastructure, bringing a live source of traffic to the local area. We don't know when China's strong infrastructure strength began to take root in the hearts of the people. Civil engineering, an ancient and youthful industry, accompanies people step by step towards a happy and beautiful life. A Xinhua news agency reporter once took a high-speed train from Beijing to reach 54 cities in just half a day, and this is just a microcosm of China's infrastructure strength. According to data from the Ministry of Transport of China, in the 10 years from 2012 to 2022, China's railway and highway mileage increased by approximately 1.1 million kilometers, equivalent to 27.5 times around the Earth's equator. The coverage rate of high-speed railways and expressways in cities, with a population of more than 200,000, exceeds 95%. Behind this great leap forward in development, construction machinery and equipment are constantly developing, new infrastructure technologies are emerging, and China's infrastructure strength has established itself as a world leader. For this reason, people have given it a resounding title, Infrastructure Maniac. After winning many world-leading titles, China did not stop there. Instead, it set its sights overseas and led the progress of global infrastructure development from a more civilized and profound perspective. It's not just the Chinese power behind the China-Laos Railway that has amazed the world, but also the Central Business District, CBD, in the African desert, the green power plant on the Mediterranean coast, the future city on the Indian Ocean. In fact, in many overseas treasure-level infrastructure projects, you can see China frequently. Montenegro is located in the southwest of the Balkan Peninsula in Europe, bordering Serbia to the northeast, Albania to the southeast, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Croatia to the northwest, and the Adriatic Sea to the southwest. July 13th is Montenegro's National Day. Also on this day in 2022, a grand opening ceremony was held for the priority section of the Montenegro North-South Expressway project. The North-South Highway of Montenegro is the greatest construction project in the history of Montenegro. It will bring a more comfortable and faster transportation experience to the local people. The highway starts from the coastal city of Bar in the south to the border city of Boljare between Montenegro and Serbia, in the north, with a total length of about 180 kilometers. If a country wants to get rich, it must first build roads. This concept has always been deeply imprinted in the minds of the Chinese people. However, many countries abroad are still enduring the pain caused by transportation inconvenience. Before the opening of the expressway, the infrastructure in Montenegro, especially in the mountainous areas in the north, was extremely inconvenient and rockfalls were common. Although the local area often uses the slogan of pure ecology and nature to attract people to travel, this is actually a compromise due to inconvenient transportation and the inability to develop an industrial economy. As we all know, a relatively isolated environment cannot support economic development and life progress. For many years, the people of Montenegro have been eagerly looking forward to having a highway that belongs to their own people. Therefore, this highway built by China Road and Bridge Group is also called Montenegro's project of the century by local people. The entire construction period of Montenegro's North-South Expressway is as long as 7 years. The main expressway is 180 kilometers long, of which the Smokovac-Matashevo section is in the priority construction stage. The Smokovac-Matashevo section has 16 tunnels and 20 bridges, including 3 interchanges. It has become the most technically and constructionally difficult section of the North-South Expressway, with a bridge-to-tunnel ratio as high as 60%. The ratio of high bridges to tunnels also reflects the difficulty of construction. Compared with flat roads, it always takes more time and energy to build bridges and tunnels. This project has set many records for similar projects by Chinese companies in Europe. The altitude exceeds 2,000 m, the geological conditions are the most complex, and the bridge-to-tunnel ratio is as high as 60%. The project section spans 2 climatic zones and 2 geological zones. The first 22 kilometers are in a limestone area with a Mediterranean climate, and the last 19 kilometers are in a FLYSCH area with a temperate continental climate. The complexity can be imagined. In the face of difficulties, the project team did not shrink back. Under the condition of short construction period, how to unite Chinese and foreign teams to maximize cooperation became the top priority at that time. Although domestic engineers are experienced, they do have various restrictions overseas, which puts forward various requirements for local support capabilities. You must know that language differences are natural, especially in key links such as technical briefing, drawing review, and material supply, which often consume a lot of time. The scene where the two parties are pulling each other greatly reduces work efficiency and speed. Faced with this situation, the project team actively organized local partners to go to China for inspection and study, and after disseminating China's domestic advanced road and bridge construction experience, the two parties naturally reached an agreement on the engineering concepts. After detailed communication and coordination, they jointly evaluated and selected the optimal solution. This cooperation model also laid the foundation for overcoming technical difficulties one after another. Except for the roadbed slopes in China that have a gentle slope and can be directly protected by grass planting, other slopes are mostly protected by concrete skeletons, and the protection effect is better. However, for countries with high landscape protection requirements, regulations and standards do not allow the use of large amounts of concrete in roadbed slope protection. Moreover, as a highway construction project, the cost of land acquisition is relatively high. In order to reduce the land occupation, the slope cannot be slowed down to a stable state unconditionally, so protective measures are indispensable. Based on the specifications, as an alternative measure for the protection of the concrete skeleton, the roadbed slopes of the Heishan North-South Expressway project have adopted a large number of protection forms such as anchor rods and hanging nets. This kind of protective measure can greatly reduce the amount of masonry used, and the landscape greening effect is better after thinning and grass planting in the later stage, and the environmental benefits are also very prominent. In a beautiful environment near the North-South motorway in Montenegro, a 3-kilometer-long tunnel acts like a gate through which you can travel from one climate zone to another. The two ends of the tunnel have completely different temperatures, soil patterns, and plant species. Under such circumstances, environmental protection is also an examination paper that construction units must work hard to answer well. To this end, the China Road and Bridge team has established a complete environmental protection system and work procedures. Under the guidance of supervision engineers, environmental experts and relevant government departments, the project obtained a total of 53 environmental permits. During the construction process, regular tests were conducted on air, water, camp wastewater and tunnel wastewater, soil and noise to ensure that environmental protection work complies with EU and Montenegrin laws and regulations. After the priority section was opened, local residents were very excited. This was the first time in their lives that they had boarded a highway in their own country. However, due to insufficient publicity and guidance on high-speed safe driving in the early stage, many illegal driving incidents occurred. On the first day it opened, the local TV station RTCG reported that some drivers were smoking and taking a break in the express tunnel, and some were even driving on the wrong side of the road and speeding. Fortunately, no safety accidents occurred. Milan Ljiljanik, the head of the Montenegrin government in charge of transportation construction, also complained that his compatriots severely lacked transportation culture. In the following days, after the TV station reports, people gradually adapted to the rules of the highway. At the same time, the project department designed solid traffic safety facilities for the expressway in accordance with relevant specifications and requirements. These cheshis provide road users with systematic and complete instructions, warnings, prohibitions and other information, induce sight lines, eliminate glare and other interference, and protect roadside safety. As Montenegro's most important infrastructure project in decades and the first highway in Montenegro's history, the date of its official opening to traffic will be recorded in history. It will be the beginning of Montenegro's permanent connection with the world, thus connecting the hills of Montenegro's karst mountains to the fertile plains. After the priority section of the Montenegro North-South Expressway project came into operation, many Montenegrins lamented, "We will no longer encounter a kilometer-long queue behind trucks, or reckless overtaking in the middle of curves." This has truly brought benefits to the local people. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. See you next time.